بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين، والصلاة والسلام على أشرف المرسلين وعلى آله وصحبه ومن تبعهم بإحسان إلى يوم الدين. ثم أما بعد. How are you doing?
I'm doing good, Alhamdulillah. How about you?
Alhamdulillah. And this is our finale
Final
with the
episode.
story of Sofian Collins, our revered brother from Uganda. May Allah bless him. And I think if I remember correctly, we reached to the point where he made it here into Qatar, and he got,
Stuck.
scammed due to lack of better words. And he was roaming around, and he went to the masjid, he went to the hospital, ICU. What happened after that?
Well, from ICU, I got back to where I left my bags. Because my bags, I left them outside the shop.
Mhm.
When I went back, they told me your bags are at the police, Al Wakra police station. Because they were unidentified. The people saw a person with two travel bags with the transfer airport tags and all, but then the person disappeared for over a week. That's the time I was in hospital and ICU, but these people didn't know, and I didn't have any phone number of any of them. So I went to the police station to claim my bag. When I reached there, this was heartbreaking in a way that things were all messed up. My clothes had insects. Everything was destroyed. It was dirty and all. But Alhamdulillah, my documents were in there. A few documents that were important to me. The Quran was there because I had a Quran in there. Very neat, like nothing like torn or anything. So I realized I wasn't taking any of these luggages anywhere, because everything was dirty, everything had insects. I just picked a pair of clothes and my documents and one bag. The rest, I put them in a trash bin outside the police station. I was just claiming my bags. I wasn't like a criminal or whatever. I got an Uber back to the same
And they
place.
allowed you to take back your luggage?
Yes, but after proving beyond reasonable doubt, proving that they are mine. So I had to tell them.
They didn't ask you why did you just leave
They
it?
asked me, but I told them I had an emergency, a medical emergency, and I was admitted to hospital, but I couldn't get back because I was in ICU. They asked for the discharge document.
Mm-hmm.
I had the discharge document. Alhamdulillah, they went through it. It took like a couple of 30 minutes of proving whatever I was saying was right. And I told them whatever was in my bags. And it was indeed that the color of the bags, what is inside. I had
But how did you get to know they took it?
I went to the I went back to where I left the bags, because when the ambulance came to pick me up, I left the bags outside a shop.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So you asked the people of the
I
shop?
asked the people, "Did you see my bags? One red and one other brown bag?" They were like, "Yes, we called the police. They closed this whole area. They didn't know a person." It was a big scene because these were two bags with no claimant. People thought maybe a bomb is in there. So it was a big scene, a big scene.
Subhanallah.
And me, I did not know all this is happening because I was in hospital.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But then I was like, I was in hospital.
Why didn't you take your luggage in the ambulance?
He was about to die.
You at that time you
Oh.
think about luggage.
No, no,
You
no.
can't.
Correct.
A'udhu bika min dhalik. I don't want such a moment to reach at you. But at some point, if you've been naked,
Mm-hmm.
you will not think of putting on clothes.
Correct.
This wasn't in there were documents that were important. In there was my computer, my MacBook, was important
Everything, right?
things. But at this time, I was only struggling for life. I realized if you haven't been tried to that extent, you won't know how precious life is.
Correct. Correct.
So I got back and everything, the computer, everything was taken. And because the police was like, we can't give you gadgets.
Why?
Something to do with top security to prove whether whatever whatever I was saying, yes, it was all true, but how can a person leave a phone or a computer of worth 7,000 or whatever
Yeah,
and just
7,000.
leave them there? Like, okay, it was kind of suspicious. I was like, it's okay. And I know in my heart I haven't done anything. And at that time I was weak. I was looking sick.
Correct.
I was wearing a hospital shirt because I left my shirt in the hospital. It got lost, I think. I was wearing a hospital shirt and one red trouser. So when I got back with a pair of clothes, one pair of shoe and one bag, I got back to the same place. I slept outside again. The second day, the third
No
day.
one asked you why did you come back and how did you come back and anything?
Not like who has time to ask? Do you ask strangers when you move? People you don't know? No one knew me. Like no one knew me. No one.
I'm just trying to know what was running through your mind. Were you expecting ease to come, or because
I'm,
you're
I'm to be
hardship
honest,
after hardship after
from
hardship?
Correct.
from the hospital, this is where my life changed because something happened that is very strange. But this is where I had to get a standpoint. This is where I had to make a decision.
What was
I
that?
decided when I felt I was going to die, I decided to maybe call my mom and tell her I'm ready to get back to Christianity. Yes, I did that.
Actually, you had that thought.
But when I went, yes, I was sick. But when I went to her WhatsApp to send her a message, she had already blocked me. So I had no way out.
Hmm.
No way out. And things got worse. I got worse in the hospital. Now this is something I wasn't ready even to disclose. But the situation got worse that I wasn't able to move, to go to the washroom. One night, I remember so well, I wasn't eating. Only thing I would take is water, drink water. This was the night I thought I was going to die. It was around 2 a.m. The hospital is quiet, very quiet. The lights are off. You don't hear anything. My legs started getting cold. And I had something like a story about how we call it how the angel of death takes people's lives. That it starts from the toes and then to the heart and takes
Yes.
the so my leg starts getting cold. Your temperature has been high in 38, but your legs are getting cold from the toes to the knees, and you don't feel them. So in my mind, I'm like, yes,
I'm
this is
going
the
to die.
time I'm going to die. And I also accept it.
Uh-huh.
I'm going to die. You're going to die, you feel it, I'm telling you.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, I had to make a very little prayer, a very little dua. This is where I realized faith, belief, it is between you and Allah, not you with anyone. It's not even between me and you or anyone. This is when I had to make a covenant. Covenant means an agreement. Like I said, Ya Allah, I'm going to die. I also know and I feel it, but I'm all by myself. I don't have I've lost everything. But I'm happy and I'm contented. I'm dying. I'm Muslim.
Allahu Akbar.
There's something that weird happened, but I think I got unconscious. I saw a lot of lights. Like light, like so much light
Mm-hmm.
that covered me up and I can't even see. When this light was a lot, seems like a movie, I'm telling you. It seems like something that
Correct.
is not real. When it happened, I blacked out. I think in I believe I died.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, subhanallah.
In the morning they always do checks. Checks. I didn't wake up, I think. So the next other checkup, they come, wake me up. The nurse, I remember their voices. Most of them were Indians and
You were
Filipinos.
hearing it, but you cannot comprehend the sound.
No, I wasn't hearing
He
nothing at
couldn't
that
move.
time. Nothing. Whatever happened after I blacked out, whatever happened from that time, I don't remember anything in that time. The only thing I remember is someone came, shook me.
Mm.
When they were shaking me, I woke up and I screamed like even the people in the other rooms, they came to my hospital room.
Okay.
Allah.
No one could understand why I'm screaming. They brought doctors
Mhm.
that, doctors have a lot of information. They have so much to say
Correct.
because they read so much and they know these things. For them, they were thinking, they'd be like, some people have those shocks, people from coma, but it wasn't from coma. A
Mhm.
whole day, they were bringing out of ideologies, but it is only me that happened. What happened between 2 a.m. and now that I've woken up. But this time in my mind, I was like, I've been given a second chance. Sickness is not something you control. You don't ask to be sick.
Correct.
And me, this was my first time to ever be sick. To be sick, syringes, taking my blood and all. These were all new things.
So I'm just trying to understand. As
Yeah.
soon as you opened your eyes, you just let out a scream.
When I opened my eyes, I think when I opened my eyes, I screamed. When I screamed,
You
everything
didn't
came.
mean it.
I want.
It
It is
just came
something
out.
that happened.
SubhanAllah.
I screamed and then they started touching me, like calming me down, doctors. Then it's like they told me what happened. Were you having a nightmare or something? I was like, no, kept quiet. But me, I knew what was happening with me. I know what happened previous night.
What actually happened?
When I said those words that I'm
Mhm.
ready to die as long as I die a Muslim,
Mhm.
I saw so much light in my eyes
Mhm.
and I think I passed out. Passing out, I think I fainted.
Mhm.
When I fainted, I presumed I'm dead, I think.
Okay.
So me, when I woke up, I wasn't thinking that I'm gonna wake up
In this world,
in the world of the
humans.
alive. But I was in the same hospital, the same freaking position
Mm.
with the same people. They came, then the usual things they've been always doing, taking my blood and all. Took a few gallons of blood from my veins.
Gallons.
Yes, Wallah Habib, if I show you, I could show you a video and
Yeah,
me, it
but
was
gallons
something.
is a lot of.
It's a lot.
Yeah,
It
it's
was a lot
strange.
of blood. Like me,
It's
I'm
a
not
strange.
used to this. They took it. At this time, I don't even feel pain. They went, yesterday they had done a checkup. The malaria was so high. They went and ran the tests. They came back. They were all shocked. I had
Subhanallah.
nothing like an existence, like a reflection of malaria in my blood.
Just wait.
Like from the blue. I'm telling you, this is something that was more of a superficial or a supernatural happening because in Qatar, there's no malaria. In Europe, you'll not find people with malaria. So the thing is, if the disease is not there, they never have the perfect medicine to treat it because it's not there. It is none of their concerns. They don't worry about it. Just like the way you are not going to worry about the price of gasoline and fuel and you don't have a car.
Mhm.
So they were like, he's okay. I have my discharge documents. I documented almost everything, even the deaths, because I knew this helped me. Okay, it is because of my nature of being in the legal sector, because that document of the discharge helped me in at the police to claim my baggage, because I showed them the discharge form. And you will find that I was diagnosed with Plasmodium malaria. And then I was discharged on a date I'm not very certain, but if I check that document, it is there. So I was just quiet. They checked, I don't have malaria. When I got off bed, I was freaking strong. Yesterday, I couldn't go to the hammam. I went, took a shower. I told the nurse that I don't, well, my memory is so good that I don't remember these people's names, but I remember all their faces. All their faces. I went to the hammam, I showered, I sat, I ate. I ate a lot of food for the hospital food. But few days, like 5 days, I haven't been eating. I've been only taking water. The same day I was discharged to go home, the same day the neighbor who I told you about, the grandfather,
Hmm.
was also discharged.
Which grandfather?
There was an old
Okay.
elderly man that was on the same
Neighbor to him, yeah.
bed.
The ICU.
Yeah, so this man was like, "Oh, no one is dropping you off. No one is picking you up to drop you off." I told them, "No, I'm alone." He was like, "It's okay. Where do you stay? We can drop you off." I was like, "I stay in Al Wakra." Yeah, it's done. Oasis, Lulu Hypermarket. The guy drops me, but I could not tell him I don't have anywhere to go.
Correct.
He took me and dropped me there. This is where I ask for my luggage. And when I ask for my luggage, I go to the police as I told you about. And then when after getting the small portion of the luggage I had, because I couldn't even carry it,
Yeah.
I got back to the same place, the same area. So this time, I'm in we call it the post-sickness period. You're not strong, you're weak, but you need bed rest, like bed rest until your immunity regenerates,
Recovering,
like
yeah.
you're in recovery. I don't have food. I don't have the water I can drink is go to the mosque. They always have those dispensaries outside. So I needed food. I needed food, but I couldn't beg. I cannot ask. And I could not go near the other woman who has helped me before. I go to one restaurant in the same area is Dan Oasis. This I got tested to the core. I got to feel like I'm the most lowest person on the planet. I was not doing this because I want to do it, but I need to eat. So I went to the restaurant and I was like, "Hello, sir, how are you doing?" This person was Indian. I was like, "Hello, sir, how are you doing? I have some issues and all, but I want to I can't help you with anything, even if you want me to wash dishes, cleaning around your restaurant, anything you can do. I know I can do many things, but the only thing I don't even need your payment. I just need food. Even if you give me only lunch, only like rice." But in my mind, I'm like, I'm the one doing this. The guy was like, "Okay, you will do it." I start cleaning around. SubhanAllah, this was so hard, cleaning around. But even when time comes for the food, these guys would not give me the food. We made an agreement to give me food, but I would go ask them, "Can I please have some food?" You know that feeling? You worked for it, but then you still have to go ask. And okay, this is where I got so angry that I broke up and went to the toilet and cried. And I'm like, this is a restaurant that does not even sell off the food. I know how restaurants run. I will own the best Chinese cuisine, 5-star hotels in my country. I know everything. I know how things work. Like what the experience and what I know in my head is like what he's doing is like 0.01 of what I know. I know how sometimes food the sales can go low and the food remains there. Whereby the people the restaurant owners who are very good hearted, they will give this food maybe to the people that need
Poor
it.
people, yes.
Or if not that, they dispose it off.
Yes.
Or they give it to the animals, to the places that keep animals like dogs and whatever. This is how people distribute this.
Correct.
These guys, I would beg. SubhanAllah, these people were also Muslims. I will not disclose. I told this same story to a friend, Hamza. He was like, "Where is this place?" I'm being honest.
Did you tell that you are Muslim now to those people? Or you didn't want to?
Me, one thing, I don't burden people with my problems.
Correct.
This is it. But I was doing this because I had told my sister, the only sister I talked to, book me a flight to Denmark. And she did book me a flight to Denmark.
Denmark, where she lives.
Yes.
Okay.
She booked it, but the flight date, the departure I gave her was the day after my visa has to expire. My visa was supposed to expire on 4th. The flight was on 5th. So I had like a whole 2 weeks, 14 days of doing this shitty work to survive and eat. This is the time I would not sleep. This is the first thing. I would do all this 24/7.
Why? You couldn't sleep?
Sleep where?
Okay. Not even in the
Yes.
restaurant. At night it will be closed, right?
No, they close it, but you are not an employee. He's just helping you, helping
So
around.
you work 24/7?
So I would work 24/7. And because I would not even have anywhere to shower, so at time reached and I have a bad smell and I look dirty and I need to take a shower. The only place I would go take a shower from is at the mosque. SubhanAllah, these were Muslims, but they treated me like the lowest. I will not lie to you. Me, from ever since I was a kid, I used to get biased with Indian people. I'm not gonna lie to you. I told this to my friend, and he's Indian. I told him I've traveled the world, but I don't like Indian people. I'm very straight, and he's Indian, subhanallah. But I told him after staying with him for time, and I realized,
Okay.
this. So I was sweating a lot because of the temperatures. I wasn't showering for days. Neither was I changing clothes. So, as the law of nature, the body started misbehaving. And I, of sound mind, I know I'm in a restaurant, people come to eat here and whatever, they're seeing me and passing near me, I'm smelling like shit. So the only way is to go to the masjid, use their washrooms, and take a shower. I would use the water pressure gun and the hand wash soap to take baths. I did this for days, and I would go back, help around.
And how about on Fridays? Even on Fridays, you do that?
Same thing.
Even when the people are too many and
I'm telling you that life can squeeze you, that shame disappears. Like you get to a point whereby you don't have anything to lose. You need to survive. You need to live. You wish death does not come for you.
You really wish death at that?
Yes, I've wished death. And I was like, let me die. Feels to have no home, no parents, no whatever. You're just there.
and being tested on your
And
ego. also.
and when you are 1,000 miles away, no one knows you. Like even if anything happened, no one will give a shit. Even if I died, no one will look for my body. So it was really hard.
And
And
at that time, you're thinking your mom has already abandoned you.
if someone blocks you, it means this is the last bit. You will never.
So
Were
yeah,
you thinking? Sorry, were you thinking about your mom the whole
yeah.
I
at
would.
that moment?
I'm telling you.
What would يعني run through
No,
your
like
mind?
this was a really a heartbreak. I'm like, how could she? It
Hmm.
couldn't be her.
And all this for Islam.
And I was
That's
like,
amazing.
okay, it was hard to believe. Because me, even back then, people that know me and my mom, even if I ever did anything, even if I came and I beat you up, my mom will protect me, will be like, okay, she will scold me and tell me this is what you did, but I knew she's, like knowing there is a secret keeper, like that person you entrust, a person you can tell your faults, you can tell your rights, a person you can come open hearted. So I kept on doing those things, going to the restaurant. These guys would not even give me food. This was so absurd. I did work that.
Even
was
though that was
beyond.
your deal, you'll
Yeah, it
work
was
and
my
they'll.
deal. That was my deal.
Or
But I
people,
was like,
maybe people were listening. Give us the name of the
and
restaurant.
they would only, and they would. Yes, I'm being honest. And they waited because I told them the truth. I don't know how to lie. That's one thing. Me, I will tell you the truth to be at peace. And I told them my visa is expiring on this date, and I was like, after all, I have a flight to leave on 5th. I'll leave. I stayed there day and night. I don't sleep. I'm always there. Time came and I have to leave. I know those guys gave me meals for like only 4 times, and meals of just plain rice and water.
Why? They used to throw the food or what?
They would it off,
They wouldn't give you.
but they would never.
Ooh.
This was really okay. It
But
was
those are intentional. That has
it
to be.
was everything
But
they did
what? Is
was
it
intentional.
racism? Is it what?
What do you think
Not
that
only
was? Was it
racism.
racism?
No, maybe I don't know bias. I don't know. There are people who are just sick in the head. But
No.
because me, even if I don't like a person, I would not refuse to feed them. And
Or
they are doing something.
you wouldn't even
They're
deal
not
with them.
begging.
They made a deal with him, and they're
Yeah.
like, "You work with
So
us, you do this."
this was the interesting part that I have to go. I tell them, I'm leaving. I don't have even a single coin
To pay you.
to go to the airport.
Mm-hmm.
I had my charger from the phone I sold, original. I remember it, the iPhone USB Type C came on the head. I told them, this charger is expensive. You have to buy it there. Just give me only 100 real. I get an Uber. They're like, no, we don't want. We can buy second hand. This I can give you on 50. I don't know anyone, so I accepted the 50. This guy threw it to me. He was a brother. He threw it to me, and I
Muslim.
very Muslim. He used not to overpray, but he would pray sometimes. But trust me,
That
he
was a
is
red
Muslim.
flag. Alhamdulillah.
Oh,
At least he's not praying every Salah.
every hardship I met,
Yes.
it was with Muslims. The person who scammed me was Muhammad. All these guys, they arrested. I'm telling you, this is where I got broken the most because I was treated more, not even like a street kid or a homeless person, but more of a disgust. To be honest, I was disgusting at that point because I used not to shower, I was stinking.
Mm.
But the way I was treated, and what was so absurd, the people that were nice to me, these were guests, like people who come to eat from here. I remember there was one American boy and one Turkish Muslim boy. For him, he was young, like 17,
Mm-hmm.
17, 16.
Mm-hmm.
Very stubborn, you know that age, very stubborn. But and I was like, if these kids really have a mind to know that you need to be good to people, even if they're strangers, I, I, I don't. I will not lie to you. One kid bought me internet. Back that time, it was 30 real to buy a super recharge. I was like, oh, no problem. He bought for me, and this was a Turkish boy. And this other guy is called Daniel. I remember him. This guy, he used to go to the gym, and he asked me. I told him this guy would give me. He gave me one of his workout shirts, 3 shirts. I still have them up to now. Yes.
Why did you keep it?
No, I kept them. He's not Muslim. He's not. He's Daniel. He's not. But his nature, and he had humanity in him. He would come to the same restaurant
Mm.
and buy me maybe water or a sandwich from the restaurant where I work from, and I had a deal to buy from them, and he would buy. I'm telling you, these were not Muslims that even gave me a hand. I'm not gonna lie to you. Time came, I need to travel.
Oh,
I sold
I have one question,
yeah.
please. This is a very serious question. Even after getting betrayed by the Muslims, how did you have still faith?
I realized whatever was happening to me,
Hmm.
it had to happen. It is part of my journey.
Did you blame
But
Muslims?
I made an agreement, brother. This was a life and death agreement.
Correct.
I was given a freaking second chance to breathe.
Oh.
So I told every hardship that happened,
You remember that
I
day?
was like, if I can breathe,
Hmm.
if I still have a little fight in me,
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to maneuver.
Mm.
If I got out of that ICU,
That was of this reason.
so absurd, subhanallah. The guy that grandfather that was with me in that hospital, after like immediately after New Year, because New Year I think I was with him, where after the last year,
Hmm.
the grandfather died, and this was the person I was in hospital with. Subhanallah, he had a family, he had people that take care of him, he had everything. He died eventually.
What?
And you
But
had nothing.
everything that happened to me, I'm telling you, I knew it had to happen, but it would never change my course because I made a covenant. And me, naturally, I'm a person who keeps my word. This is part of where I come from. If I say I'm going to do something, I'll do it. Even if I say I'm going to come and beat you up, even if you plead and plead, I will beat you up. Only to, even if you plead, it is in my, because it is part of me. It is part of me
I
that
get it.
I keep my word. I'm raised to always honor my word. If I now not do it, I'll not say it. I get the 50 real, I remember. I ordered an Uber. It was some Nigerian. It was 50th. Subhanallah, my Snapchat today showed me these memories.
Today.
Today, even if I open that phone,
Mm-hmm.
it showed me these memories of that day. I went to the airport.
Snapchat by that time, but still.
I'm telling you, I keep
You documented everything.
everything.
So Snapchat.
Even my childhood when I was young, the works I did, the contracts I signed, I keep
Lawyer for a reason.
I
Yep.
keep receipt of everything in case I need it. But the intention, keeping things matters. This is where Islam comes in, doing something with intention.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm not going to come and help you and take video while I'm helping you because I need clout or whatever. But maybe I'm helping you, I'm your point of help, but I'm not your source of help. You get it?
Yeah.
Maybe what aid I'm giving you, I also got it from someone. And as a person, you need to be genuine. You need to show them, yes, I delivered. That is why when your father sends you money or sends you something, you have to say, thank you, I received. Because it is just clarity.
Correct.
I go to the airport.
Transparency.
I smiled actually. When I stepped onto the escalator of the airport, I was like, Ya Allah, that 1 month behind. Because I know where I'm going. I'm going to Denmark. I'm in the hood. Everyone knows me. People love me there. I was happy. And I was like,
Finally, it's done.
done with desert freaking hot country. I did. No, I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, it was funny. But I was like, oh.
Yeah.
But I didn't know what was happening.
Next.
I reached the time. I have a video and I did not have shoes. I was in slippers and stockings. I was looking very well with my bag and I was like, I was happy because I'm leaving.
Correct.
I go check in. The visa expired yesterday. Check in. They tell me your flight was cancelled. You know, that smile that I had disappeared. And immediately I did not have a second thought. I was like, check it again.
Oh,
No, please check. In my mind, I was telling myself, maybe this computer is not okay. Try another booth. I go on another one. They were like, your flight was cancelled. Please try to contact your booking agent or whatever, and then see what's up. I was like, oh, all right, thank you. I knew exactly.
oh,
I knew whatever it was. I texted my mom and I was like, what did you do to the flight? With a Qatari number because the local number was blocked.
yeah.
She was like, your flight is fake. I can show you the messages. I kept them. You want to go to my daughters and you spread the religion of terrorists to my children.
That's
My heart earlier was broken. At this point, it was crushed. 50 real I had, paid Uber. This Uber guy, it was over 65. He helped me because I told him the truth that I only have this. I don't have even money to go anywhere now. And the airport, this same airport is the same airport a month ago. I stayed for 3 days that they had to bring airport security. That's when I sold my phone and go to the hotel.
you're back again.
So and
Square
at this time, I'm in jeopardy because I don't have now a visa. It expired previously. This is now overstay first day at the airport. I ask where is the metro. I don't even have a metro card. I've never used the metro in the Qatar metro. I reached there. One woman, I don't know if she was Italian or Russian, but then she was. I asked her, and then I told her, you are Russian, and then she was like, yeah, and I was like, oh, Боже Господи. She was like, I'm not actually Russian. I lived in Russia. I have some blood in Russia. Bajra Gasper is like, oh my God. So she was very, I think, fascinated by me knowing a little bit of this. She was like, actually, me, I'm traveling. I have a couple of days here. 2 days. I extended my stay, but I have a 1 day pass for the metro. If you need it, you can have it. And I was like, it's okay. But deep in my heart, I'm like, yo, bro, I need it. Really. Because, she was like, it's okay. She gave it to me and I was like, thank you. She left. Then I was like, lucky. I don't even know the stops. I don't know where I'm going because I've never used it. So I go take one train, I disappear. They take me somewhere wrong. Then I sit at the waiting place. I see Al Wakra. I go take the train to Al Wakra. They take me to Al Wakra metro station. From Al Wakra to Ezdan, you need a bus or an Uber. No 1 Riyal, no bus card, nothing. I stay there for like an hour. Then one guy was like, yo, bro, I've been seeing you all here. I took my kids to the metro. You've been seated here. I came back to pick them. You were still seated here. This guy was very funny. Very funny but friendly. He's like, you need a ride? I was like, yeah, I'm going there. He was like, okay. He had 2 daughters and 1 boy. And these kids were fighting for the front seat. The girls are fighting with a girl. Then me, I'm there, these people, and I got jealous actually. I'm like, these people are all happy and all. And me, I'm just here so sad. Then the guy was like, oh, where
Where
do
do
you
you?
stay? Where are you going? And I was like, I'll walk right here. And yes, but I live in those apartments. I live there.
Allah,
I'll drop you. You see?
Allahu Akbar.
Didn't you tell me? He
Allahu Akbar.
takes me there. But I could not go back to the same restaurant because of what they did to me. So I was like, it's time I told someone about my situation. This is where I text the guy, Abu Khalid, the Egyptian guy I met in the hospital. I told him, I've been homeless for days. All these days we've been texting. I have not been eating. I've not been showering. I'm staying outside. So this guy was like, give me a couple of days. I will look. There are a group of Muslims that live in a mosque. Maybe you can go live with them, and then I find a way of how I could help you. So I stay another day, sleeping outside on the street. A second day, and the third day. The fourth day, this guy sends me a driver to take me to the masjid. He took me. The drive was very long. And in my mind, I'm like, what if these guys take me and sacrifice me? These are all strangers, but that are trying to help you, but you cannot say no. You cannot even question them because you have no option.
Correct.
I sit in the car. And I'm like, okay. I left. We drove off. They take me. I leave the city. I start seeing the roads are becoming, there's no tarmac. It is like I'm going into the village. This is where my thoughts start getting intrusive. And I'm like, I think these guys may want to sacrifice me or something. Maybe they want to sell my kidney, my intestines, or whatever. And the worst bit is the person driving speaks Arabic. I don't know Arabic. I will not ask how far do we have to reach, where are we going, because I don't know where we're going. They take me in a village. Before I'm passing cars, buildings, and all. Now I'm seeing camels. Passing in the night, camels. One car, camels.
That's after Wakra. Yeah?
Yes, there when they're taking me into
Oh,
Shahaniya. Oh, start now getting, I don't
Nervous.
fear so much. Now I'm like, if they are going to, in my
they
mind,
didn't
I'm
tell
like,
you where you're going or
I
not?
want to talk
Because
Arabic. Guy speaks only Arabic. I'm like, now, in my mind, I'm like, if this guy pulls off any off stunt, I'm going to die with this guy. He doesn't know me. And now my mind is off from wherever masjid you are taking me. And I'm like, now
It's fight.
life.
it is now life to
You
death.
chose fight.
And I was ready. I said I'll beat him up and I'll run to the main road or take his car. And get
And they
back
were
to
one,
the
or how many
police.
were they?
He was only one. I didn't know him. He didn't even know me because it's Abu Khalid who sent him to pick me up. Taking tons. I swear to God, the tons he made, Even if I escaped from him, I would not go back. The distance was already.
Okay. Yes.
So I was like, whatever God wishes. We went, we reached this. I reached there. I see so many people. And then these people were all smiling. Oh, you were welcome, hugging me. But me, I don't even like being hugged. I
Oh,
find it very creepy. I'm like this one. Oh, you're welcome, new Muslim. They were all excited to see me and all. And in my mind, I'm like,
what?
you, what the fuck? Like, I'm being honest. I'm like, what is this? The masjid is in the
Sensible.
very deep there. I'm seeing, I'm seeing faces that are scary. People that really look like terrorists. You know those Afghanis.
Yes. Even that propaganda was there.
And in my mind, and I know this, I've grown up seeing this. You see, someone is scary. There was some guy. He became my friend after a few weeks. This guy was seated like this, and he's very tough, not smiling at all. He has a very big beard, and I looked at him. He gave me a very bad eye. I looked away, and I'm like, God damn it, Afghan, yes. Ah, I feared. That day I did not sleep. They gave me one guy, gave me one very thin blanket like this to sleep. One thin blanket to sleep on. You think I slept? No, no.
Of
I
course.
wasn't sleeping at all.
Were you still in that like
I was
survival
in
mode?
shock. They took my bag into some car room where they keep bags. I'm like,
Oh, they're probably
what
gonna
is
bomb
going
it
on?
or something.
I stayed. Every time someone rings, I'm looking. I'm like, you lay your hand on me. You're gonna see what a black man can do.
Okay.
I'm being honest. First day. The second day I wake up, showering. You need to go shower in the washroom and this showering, there are many people there. Wasn't eating. The food is really awkward. I don't know any of these foods. But with time, so I meet one guy that definitely speaks English. It was a Thursday where other people come in. This guy was called Sheikh Rashid. This guy was like, don't worry, we are very happy to have you in Islam. He was very soft spoken and very nice, an elderly man. He gave me so much time and talked to me, like over 30 minutes. When we were talking, it was like, no problem, you're my brother, take. He gave me his number. And he kept on texting me for 3 days. I don't text him, he texts me. And I was scared. I'm like, no, me, I don't know these things of people that be on each other like text. And I'm like,
Okay.
things were not, I'm being honest, those days
It was not making sense.
nothing was making sense at that point.
Correct. It is not even good, not even
And
bad.
I would look at everyone. I spent one whole month when I don't say a word. When the only thing I do is to follow what others do. Look, I don't sleep. I just look at everyone. In this time, I was not saying a
No, but
thing.
what
I
are you
learned.
thinking?
Yeah, they will kill him any moment.
No,
Even
people there
after
were
eating
awkward.
with them and all of these things, you're still like unsure?
I'm telling you, because
He's a lawyer, man.
you
He needs
cannot
to find
know.
out the
It's not
truth.
all about being lawyer, but these people don't speak English.
Correct.
The only way you can know a person's heart is when you speak to them.
Correct.
So I would not communicate to them. I would never communicate to them. But and me, I'm not used to people being nice to me. I don't like people being nice to me.
Why?
Like I don't want people give me stuff. I don't want to be. I'm from a life where I do everything myself. It's me who does that. So even if you come and give me something, you will think you are doing something good for me, but in my mind, it just makes me weak. I feel like it makes me feel vulnerable, and I hate being vulnerable. But it took me time, and I got used. There was one guy who speak and a group who speaks English. He was also big and tall, and also has a beard. He's a bit scary, but he spoke English. His name was Isaac. So I kept on like having small chats with them. And I was like, no, these people are good and all. People come here, different people and all. It is all good. We are the same. So I started talking to only this one guy, only him. He would even help me translate at times when they're giving those sessions and tutorials.
So your life began to change.
Yes, but all
Things are
this,
starting to change. To the better, I guess. You're getting more comfortable.
I would not lie to
No.
you. I never felt comfortable at all because I would not sleep. I had already my problems in the head.
Mhm.
I would cry the whole night because of the hardship I'm missing here, and I would make comparison of my past life. I wasn't happy at all, and the thought that I'm living illegally in the country, it was all a mess as well. Like it would mess up my mental health. I had no peace at all, nothing at all, because I was still in oscillation. If you know if you've in physics, there's what we call a pendulum bob. A pendulum bob has that bob that is oscillating
Mhm.
from. So my mind was oscillating from the reality present to the past, that is of luxury and comfort and all. So I
Oh.
was just there,
Mm.
and since I couldn't communicate to people, and people, I used to be treated differently anywhere I go because of who I am and people who know me. It would come with even if someone is bad, they'll always be nice to you because they know who you are, with some kind of respect. Here, no one knows you. People disrespect you the way they are. They tell you whatever. And me, in my life, I'm not used to this. Like it wasn't. It was something new, but I would not do anything about it. Now I can't leave the country. If they catch me, they will take me back to my country with a ban here. And even if I go back to my country, I have nowhere to go. And in the rule in my country, if you are deported from any country, this is a crime. It means you are spoiling the name of your
Uganda.
country.
Mm.
So if you reach the airport, the forces will also get you and detain you for some months in the police
In the Uganda?
custody. Yes,
In the Uganda, okay.
because this is a crime. Overstaying a
Getting
country, it is a
deported.
crime. Yes, and I know
Yes.
this. I'm a lawyer. I know all this. So I was swimming in an ocean of problems, thoughts, trauma, doubts, and confusion. But with this, I learned people. I started trying to pick up a few words in Arabic. I learned how to pray. I would learn myself. I would teach myself Quran because I realized there's nothing I have to do. I would do heavy work amongst the group. Like I would do so much work. The reason I was doing so much work, not that I want to do the work,
Mm.
no, but I want to work so hard so that I get weak with my body so that I can sleep and I stop thinking.
Oof.
This was the intentions. I had to do work that these hands here, they would get boils and wounds.
Mm.
I have pictures, wounds, and they will pain. I would carry those very huge mats, and they were like, that guy is very strong and all. I'm like, no, it's not strength. It is the situation that is making me
Oh,
do this.
subhanallah.
But I
What a
would not tell
sentence.
them. And it wasn't. And they would be like, but with this, everyone started fearing me. They would see how much I carry. They would know that if he
If you
does,
mess
so
around,
they would not. No one would. Yes, I got. It was really tough, but then it helped me that people started now wanting to be my friends because I'm hardworking and all. So they kind of started get to
closer.
have a liking with me. Personally, I don't. I really hated people getting close to me. You are a man. Why do you want to be so close to me? I'm not used to those things. And yes, I'm being honest. I mean, like I would be like, no, hi, hello, like you need this. This
Hello.
is how I am. Not those things. Like for them in the culture, it is okay. You'll hug those hugs. The Qatar even kiss with their nose and all. They peck. To me, even when I was young, me when I was even small, and take me to school, my mother saying in nursery goodbye and peck me. I would tell her, no, don't embarrass me. My friends are watching me. You are pecking me on the cheek. Okay, I used to hate that.
Shit, man.
And so I lived there. I learned everyone's traits. I would learn everyone in the group. I would learn everyone in the group. I would know their nature, their characters. So I would tell this one is a good one. This one is this one. This one is this one. Time started moving. What was a week became a month. What was a month became 2 months.
Did you feel at home
3
then?
months, 4 months, 6 months. No.
Not yet.
Not at all.
Even after 6 months.
But I was okay with everyone. Everyone knew me now. In this group at the mosque, everyone knew me. I was now part of the pact. If we were wolves, I was part of the pack. I was recognized as one of them. But deep inside, I feel like I'm not one of them. I'm just here because I can get what to eat. I hated the food in the beginning, but I had to fall in love with it because I had no options. It is what was available. And yeah, I started getting along with the
Other
people, and
people. And
alhamdulillah.
then you
And I would talk to this other guy, Rashid. And with time, this is where Hamza comes in after a few months. Hamza comes in.
Hamza is obviously our producer right here.
And Hamza,
Director, yeah.
Hamza was like, when you are being a bad child, you are stubborn at home, and they're like, you know what, this guy needs to go to a tougher school. He's
Yes.
been in international school, now he has to go into a tougher local school. Kids from international schools, if you take them to the local schools, they'll feel
Yes.
like it is so tough. Now they introduce this new man. This new man thought things are very easy. He thought he would live like his home, like it is. And because me, I've been here, I'll tell him, yeah, people will steal your things. People will take this. People will take this. But when you're from a good environment, if you're from a safe environment, you will not think. Even if they tell you this is this, you will doubt. Because me, I remember there's a time I was struggling so hard to fix my visa issue, but at that time it was like 7,000 riyal. So I go to this guy, he gives me 700 riyal. I keep it in my wallet. Me, the time I used to sleep is when I would sleep only 1 hour. When I started to sleep, it would be only 1 hour. And this 1 hour was an hour where I've seen everyone is dead asleep. Not sleep, but I know they are asleep. When I see everyone is asleep, this is where I would sleep. But even if someone would move close to me, I would wake up. I put the wallet behind under the pillow. I sleep. When I wake up, I don't see the wallet. This is in the masjid. Some brother stole it.
Man.
Eventually, after like 3 months, I find this wallet hidden in one of the buses because we had a bus that moves us. It had even grown insects in it, but the money wasn't there. The money
The
wasn't there.
700?
Yes.
Oh.
And this is one, I'm telling you. So this is where I would be like, you will see a Muslim and you think they are Muslim. So sometimes humanity and morals and discipline, if you add it with Islam is all this. So if you're not a practicing, you'll definitely be doing a contrary. Then Hamza comes in, mashallah, Hamza knew English. So I had someone else that speaks English. So I would communicate, I would talk to this person oftenly. So I think that is how I get introduced to you guys.
And then this is where
It was my first time to leave the mosque.
yes.
All the time, the months I spent there, I had never moved past because I used to. The only place I would
And
go
why
to.
don't you tell us the first time you met us? Because obviously through our brother Hamza, we
Yes.
got to know Sofian, and after that, the rest is history.
That day, I think I almost got him into a beating. Okay, me, I used to be a person, helping a person who Isaacs, and a person who despises you somehow. Like, this is a person that is helping me take me somewhere, but I was very tough on him. Like, I'm very precise. How much time are you going to pick me up? How are you going to move? Like I'm used to the other way of life. And this guy, and I'm telling him, he actually told me, listen, there's no worries. And I still I'm sure I have the chats and all. So I'm like, okay, he sends me the location. I told him, but I don't
Where
have
was the
clothes.
location?
I don't have clothes. The first location was to go maybe to his home. And it was like, no, we've moved away from home. My father's taken me. We shall meet at a metro place. So I remember so well, I had no clothes. He told me, wear your best. What is my best? I have nothing.
And this is when
I
you
had-
guys were going to meet us.
Yes. And I was like, man, I have only one top. and my trousers and those workout outfits, those shirts. One was orange. These are the shirts I used to wear. The one Daniel gave me. So I was like, okay, we are going to meet a group and all. The first time, I think it was a workshop. It was in somewhere where there are games and all. It was like
when you met
games.
us.
No, that
Ah,
day I think some of you were in that workshop. Were they in that workshop where we
no.
met Sheikh McCarthy? That was the very first time. Yes, this is where I met Abid and Muzayan. Abid, the
That was the
thick
first
guy.
time he came to the
Yes,
camp.
Yeah.
that is what the first time I left the mosque after
Yeah.
months. Then I really liked it. I felt
Arabian
very
camp.
good. Then Hamza was like, you know what? It is okay. We can have you around. You can. I can introduce you to another group. This is like part of my group and all. He told me about, and I was like, I question a lot. I asked him a lot. So, but he was really patient. And even if he wasn't patient, he couldn't beat the hell out of me because he couldn't. But mashallah, I'm being honest. If you don't know me and it is your first time to be with me, I can calm you down because I'll ask you a lot. I'll reason with you, and if you're not a person that really understands people, you'll be irritated. So
Yeah.
I was like, it's okay, we shall go. Then we go. I meet I meet I meet the group Al Firdaus community.
Where did you meet us?
The first time we met was it at the beach.
At the beach. Yes. And
Yeah,
can you just tell the audience
yeah.
what's the name of our group?
Al Firdaus community.
Yes.
So
We were very happy to see that day when we saw Sofian. We were very happy. We heard from our brother, the
Hamza.
director Hamza. He told us, we have a good brother coming in, and Subhanallah, we had beautiful conversations from the first day, as if he was a part of the group already.
Yeah,
We have some videos and clips of that night, and anyone actually who checks our Instagram and
yes,
TikTok, think it's Firdaus underscore community. The
correct.
first video, you will see that hangout where we met
Sufyan.
Sufyan. So you can connect the dots, and yeah. How did you feel when
so when I
you?
reached here, um, I was very happy. I'm being honest because the kind of people I was living with in the mosque, this wasn't my crowd.
Hmm.
Like these are people that were living in that. This is how men once walked the earth. Like people from different countries, nationalities, people from different upbringing, people that don't have a single bit of respect or moral in them, people that do whatever. But I had to live with them because it's the people I have. So when I reached these people, I realized that these are way younger people and mashallah people that are very insightful. They are thirsty and hungry for knowledge. They are organized. Like you see that, you know, the Firdaus, and they were like way different. So I felt very, very happy, and I felt like I'm kind of home somehow. And to be honest, I'm here. The reason I'm here it is because of Hamza. He's the one who introduced me to all these groups. I've met many people, and yes, the hangouts kept on and all. I would go back to the masjid. He would actually stay in the masjid himself for days and days. He would go,
And
and
then
one time,
obviously our brother Abdurrahman, we saw how smart Sufyan is.
yeah,
We saw how insightful he is, especially that first day. He brought beautiful points, even though like these points were coming from a more of his own intellectual part. But when he would talk, it would align with the Quran and Sunnah. Like he made a lot of points. I remember that day because we had a small lesson there where he mentioned some points. Although I'm sure that he didn't get it like from proper source, but when he said it, I was like surprised that it actually aligned with the fitra, the normal fitra, the normal natural disposition, which is the definition of fitra. So we were like, why not we have, obviously when we began Cozy Cast, we said, I think the first proper
Guest
guest, I think, would be
Sufyan Collins.
Sofian Collins. And
and
this is where
I
you are
really
right.
got very honored to be part because this changed my life in a way that I started developing interest to learn about my religion. I started, that urge. I started having that urge in me that I need to learn the Quran. That I got me. Okay, I'm not going. I will be honest with you. Me, I never liked being taught because I'm this kind of person where I come from, whereby I'm raised in a more independent way that I know I can learn something and I will learn it. And like I would feel like a little bit, I would not love to learn. But at this point I realized I need to learn the Quran. So I had to reach out to Hamza, and Hamza he's this he's also a very big-headed man. So I told him, Allah, I want to learn. In a joking way, but I believe he knew, but he would see my efforts, how I try. So he would help me with I tell him, teach me this. Starts telling me, you want to learn Quran, he wants to take me back to the letters, to the Yasarna, Alif. But because he knows and he's been there before, but me, because an adult, he knows what he wants. I know what I want, but for him, he knows the whole. But I was like, okay, it's high time I got humble and listened, and not to get really, not to have a huge head. So I was like, so I gave him my time, and I also used his time because he was also learning. But I would spare like maybe a few minutes, and he would help me. He would most times he would listen to me reading. I still like it. I used to like Surat Yusuf so much, and was like, God damn it. How are you reading? That's not the word he used. He wouldn't. He used actually to scold me every time I would use those cursing words on my tongue. But he was like, you are reading so horribly. That's and I was like, I would be like, what do you expect? I'm not Arab. I'm not Arab.
Do you know Surah Yusuf's meaning?
Yes.
Later on.
Yes,
Beautiful story.
yes, it is.
It will resonate with
It
him.
is very good. I think it is me. I'm this kind of person that has a lot of emotion. That is why when I do something, I learn something, I don't forget, because I learn things out of most times impression. So it's the reason is why the story of Yusuf is very touching and it is very heartbreaking.
Yeah.
Is it connecting to
This
you?
is why he's no. It is at some
little
parts are
bit.
connecting,
Correct.
but now I've now learned more things that connect to my life. I've learned about the Mus'ab bin
Umayr, yeah.
Umayr. I've learned many things. I've learned
Especially
about.
Mus'ab ibn Umayr is very
So,
close to his situation.
Yusuf had brothers. Yusuf could get visions. But at some point he told his dad, and he would be like, "Don't tell your brothers. They could get jealousy of you." But these are brothers and all.
Correct.
Let me tell you, if I get something good, the only person I want to tell is my brother or my very close friend. So like I would learn so many things. And then that time Yusuf was sold by his own brother. He lost his family and thrown into wilderness. This is his family, people that are very close and important to him. And I felt like it kind of connects to my family
Yeah.
that also did that.
In a way, in a
And
almost like a symbolic way, you can say.
and this surah, there is a way I did not even tell Hamza, but there was a way it humbled me to learn whatever he was teaching me, because he was not teaching me Quran, he was trying to teach me Arabic. When you begin this surah, it starts Inna anzalnahu Quran al-Rabbiyal. I'm not very good in
Yeah.
Arabic,
Yeah, yeah.
but it says we've sent to you this Quran in Arabic language.
Oh,
I would not tell him, but me, I knew how these things, like everything would align to me. I'm telling you, even if I would talk to someone, there is a way Allah could give me what to speak. And when I speak this out, for people that have the knowledge and have learned, they will tell you whatever you've spoken, it is from maybe a hadith somewhere or from a Quran somewhere. Like there is a way things started getting easy for me. Easy for me. I'm telling you, it was hard to learn, because to learn, I need internet. I never had anything like internet. That guy would hotspot me. His father would give him some internet maybe for a week, and he has an Android. I have an iPhone. I'm the beggar, but I use iPhone. He has Android.
Yeah.
So he would be like, no problem. I will hotspot you. His data plan would be maybe 4 days. When he hotspots me, the days would be
So-
2, from 4 to 2. But he never got really tired. You would see he was really helping me out. Like, Alhamdulillah. And I went on and learned and learned and learned. But me, I'm being honest, I was all the best way I was learning the actions
Yeah.
because no one would teach me because of the language. People who knew so much about Quran. There's a guy, a Mauritani guy, who's very good with the Quran and whatever, but they would be useless to me because they cannot communicate. Yes, Salik. They would, because you know that, you would tell. They would they would not communicate to me. So the best way was to teach myself. And I was like, who taught the prophet?
That's what's up.
Who taught him? His learning was hard that they were like, Ikra, read. He had to go through all this pain. And I was like, if Allah brought me this far to be here, I realize everywhere I am, there is a reason as to why I'm there. Every situation that happens to me, there is a reason that happens.
And subhanallah, it got to a point where I don't think you've ever thought that in front of a camera and two guys from the group he
Yeah.
introduced that you're gonna talk to about your
Nothing. That is
story.
why sometimes me, when I see people speaking a lot out of maybe their knowledge, maybe out of their capabilities, maybe of whatever, in my mind, I'm like, yeah, Allah, guide them. Just guide them. Because you will plan. You had a very clear plan that on 5th, I'm going to fly out and live. But I got back. I got back. I tried. The money I was saving to pay the overstay charge
Stolen.
and all, it was stolen. Everything I tried to leave Qatar,
You were not. Allahu Akbar.
I'm telling you, I went through. If I was saying this with my heart, I think I would burst and cry. I went through a lot. At some point, God tested me with even my Muslim brothers. People would even try you. You know, someone to be with. You be with someone a month, 2, 3. You try them. Maybe you pick on them. You want to see their colors, and and like, and I would think, if I beat this guy up because of anger, I don't have a visa. I would be, yes, despite them being the one at wrong.
Correct.
Before I'm already at wrong nationally. If the police comes, even if I'm right, they will not listen to me. You're already breaking a law, you're leaving the country. But it is not my making. I don't wish to be this all to happen. But it is all because of Allah and because of the choice that I took.
And obviously,
So I realized I don't have anywhere to go. I was like, now, whatever comes my way, let me just focus on Islam. Let me just focus on Islam and myself. This is it. The thoughts of leaving the country, maybe I will go to Denmark or London or whatever to live,
Okay.
because my mind and my heart was desiring for comfort. But Allah knew if I get into comfort, I would not get to the point I am right now.
Yeah.
I would not get to be an example to many out there. I'm telling you, there's a guy, I think I told Hamza. I talked to him after a whole year. He told me, I was with him in high school. He told me, if you're going to be a pastor or even have a church already, because I was a very religious person, being honest. I told Hamza at some point, here I am, and I thought, me wearing this, I swear to God, I would call even dresses. I'll be like dressed like a woman. Like I was used to be joke. I'm being honest. I would not like even putting it on. I had one, but I would not even bother washing it. After putting it off, I would throw it there. Like I would find everything. I would find all means, and I was not liking it. But then it is tawakkal. You be like, you know what, man? I've accepted my fate. I've now. I was like, it's high time I embraced reality. I embraced today because I realized I have nothing to do. I would ask my rich friends. I sent a message to a rich friend, give me this money. They thought I was joking. I'm mocking them because they know I have so much money that I don't need their petty money. Think, not even one real. I'm telling you, not even one real. This feels very funny, but sometimes I sit there like where I am and I think about all those days. And I'm like, it's been a really tough ride. And still
Alhamdulillah.
I am here.
It is. It's a journey, no doubt. Life is a journey,
But
and you
but I
can't.
got
Yeah.
happier. I'm being honest. Islam, there is a way, if you accept, you get happy. There's that peace of mind that comes along. There's that content. I just want to look like this. I'm not going to lie to you. This is a fact. I used to look horrible. It's fine, man. I'm telling you, this was tough. In my life, I would never wish whatever I went through to anyone.
Yeah.
Not even my enemy. I don't have enemies, alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah.
But
Shaitan,
it
etc.
was tough. It was very, very, very tough.
Yeah. Alhamdulillah, I will tell you this. Life is a journey. And obviously, here you are telling your story. And I don't think
I
you ever
actually
imagined that
I
you'll.
told Hamza,
Yeah.
I write every day. And whatever I love writing, I told him one day, as long as we are still stepping on the ground of this earth, I will publish a book. And this is a book this is a book that will be filled with reality. And I've been writing from, I think I will make a year. I've been writing every day. There are people who have very bad chapters in my book. I swear there are those people. And these are, because this is not a lie. This is not something that I'm writing that I'm lying or whatever, but these are facts that happen.
Yeah.
Because I realized people would
I
hurt
think
me,
that will
people
be a
would
very
wrong
good
me,
book.
people would wrong me. I have the power to beat you. I have to do whatever, but I can't. I'm cuffed by the situation I'm in. But it was good in a way that it taught me how to control myself, how to be resilient, how to have self-control over myself, and how to be patient.
Yeah.
Because me back then, you don't do something bad to me, and I know me the moment I know it's okay. I'm just now telling you guys a story. It's hella a long story,
Yeah.
but alhamdulillah for the gift of life, and the
Alhamdulillah.
most precious gift is the gift of Islam. Life is really miserable if you don't have Islam.
Yeah.
You might have it all in the world, but there's that tranquility and harmony that is attached and accrued to the belief in one God and the belief in the fact that it is the true religion and Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam as the right and last prophet of our religion. I would not ask for more, but as long as I'm Muslim, I believe this is the best gift I can have. Because everything is pointless, I'm telling you. The wealth, the family. If you stay in your religion, at some point, you're going to die. It is a law of nature. You are going to die. The question is, how have you died? What have you carried with you to the afterlife, to the judgment day? What records, what are the footprints you left on the dunya? What did you do when you were there? So basically, I feel we should only keep our eyes onto that day to do Allah's work.
Alhamdulillah.
Because I believe if you do Allah's work,
Yes.
you
This
eventually
is
do
why
yours.
we did the cozy cast, and even we mentioned in our beginning that this is the purpose. We really enjoyed having you, Sufyan.
I
We
appreciate
talked
it.
about a beautiful story. It's the grand finale. We finished the beautiful story of Sofian Collins, and I really hope after my conclusion is to tell them where they can find you, and hopefully if someone
Helps you.
helps you, if there is any help that is needed or whatever, I think that will be a good thing for you to do right now. To maybe see maybe where they can find you. Even if someone wants to, have
Stop
you in
a
certain
job.
business or something. They see you this as an intelligent guy. So please tell them where they can find you, and we'll conclude with that.
Yeah, I really appreciate your generosity, kindness, and hospitality. I believe if you know about Fildaus community, it's not just a community. I feel it's more of home. So if you can reach out to Fildaus community, you can easily reach out to me.
Yes, and we can, as I mentioned last time, you can reach us through Instagram and TikTok. Messages on Instagram, Firdaus_community, and سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت أستغفرك وأتوب إليك والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله.